What's up guys, Houndish here, and today we're jumping in with a preview for the weekly reset coming to Destiny 2 on the 20th of May. Of course, one of the main bits of content we have at the moment is Rite of the Nine. We actually get a new bit of that rolling out this week with a new dungeon featured. That means new rewards, quests, objectives, and all that good stuff. So we'll talk about that as well as some changes that Bungie have made to the Rite of the Nine. Plus there are a couple of other event things this week. Iron Banner returns. There's a new weapon that we'll be able to pick up there as well, which is nice. And otherwise, we'll round up a couple of updates from Bungie, featured activities, rewards, and everything you need to know for the weekly reset this week. So, as always guys, if you enjoy the video, a rating below really does help us on the channel. Also be sure to get subscribed, and I'll keep you posted with a bunch of Destiny content, but otherwise, let's get into it. And so, first up, for Rite of the Nine this week, Bungie have actually changed the rotation, of course, because, as they said last week, the intention was for each dungeon to be featured for 3 weeks. Bungie have instead made that a 2-week rotation, so this week we should get Ghosts of the Deep. So as always, don't forget to attune to the Ghosts of the Deep weapons right here at the Emissary. On top of that, we'll get some new quest things. I actually missed these ones last week because I was away from home, so I'm going to grab that right now, but in terms of new stuff rolling out this week, as always, we'll get some that are actually related to Ghosts of the Deep. So not sure if we'll get another opportunity at an exotic from that very basic quest, but there'll be at least a couple which are associated with picking up Ghosts of the Deep weapons. So let us know down below if you'll be diving into Rite of the Nine this week. And as always, good luck on the hunt. Something else coming up this week though, and Lord Saladin will return to the tower for the 20th of May, and this will be the opportunity for the first time to pick up the new scout rifle for Iron Banner, which is Nature Reclaimed. That is a solar lightweight scout rifle, but on top of that, all of the other recent rewards, things added this season, and Revenant weapons like Tenacious Mastery will still be available on top of armor. So if you're looking to pick any of that stuff up, we've got this Iron Banner, and I think one more which will be happening in June. Otherwise, that'll be a wrap on the Heresy Iron Banners. So let us know if you'll be diving into that this week. And now let's get on to weekly challenges. Initially, we have Heresy weapon defeats to defeat combatants anywhere in the system with episodic weapons, and we get bonus progress in episode Heresy activities. On top of that, Heresy weapons are listed in the tools of Heresy triumphs. Then we have Cosmodrome activities. In the Cosmodrome, earn progress by completing bounties, patrols, public events, and lost sectors. Additionally though, there's super-powered ritual to defeat targets in any ritual activity with Arc, Void, or Strand super final blows, and defeating Guardians earns bonus progress. There's also potent projectiles to defeat Guardians in Crucible or Gambit with fusions, glaives, rocket launchers, machine guns, or trace rifles. Plus we have Stranded to defeat Guardians in any Crucible playlist with strand damage. But finally there is Bank, Kill, Repeat to earn points by banking moats, defeating blockers, and Guardians in Gambit. So that's the weekly challenges. I think that's actually the final set for episode Heresy. That's week 16, so we're well into it now. Hopefully we'll start to hear more about Edge of Fate very soon as well, but as always, I'll keep you posted. For other activities, good luck on the hunt if you're still after Finality's Augur from Sundered Doctrine, or indeed any of the legendary stuff. That'll reset all of its loot chances. And if you still want pinnacle drops, keep in mind the co-op missions in the Pale Heart, as well as Salvation's Edge and the Excision mission, still have a pinnacle drop associated with them. Then as we look to the Vanguard, the Nightfall that should be featured this week is Inside Terminus, according to rotations, and the featured weapon should be the Slammer, so if you need either of those, it's a good week to jump in. Otherwise, in the core playlists, Trials will not return this Friday, just keep that in mind, with Iron Banner being featured once again. But in the Legends tab for featured raids this week, firstly, we have Vault of Glass, where of course we can pick up the Vexsmith Iconoclast. On top of that though, the listing also says Crota's End will be up at the same time, so quite a nostalgic week, and of course Crota's End also has the quest for Necrochasm. But for either of these activities, the legendary loot pools will be entirely farmable this week. For the featured exotic mission in the Legends tab though, we'll have Vox Obscura, which can drop the Dead Messenger, so if you need to upgrade that, or pick the initial weapon drop up, it's a good time to dive in. Otherwise in Eternity, for the Dares of Eternity this week, we've got Rotation 1 loot drops. That includes the Scatterhorn and Wild Hunt armor sets, as well as a bunch of Season of the Hunt weapons, and a few worthy drops as well. And those can drop randomly at the end of activity completions. Last couple of things though, for our featured Lost Sectors this week, on Tuesday, we've got the Blooming Deep on the Pale Heart. Then on the 21st of May, it'll be Bunker E15 on Europa. 22nd of May will be Perdition, before moving over to the Cosmodrome with Vel's Labyrinth on May 23rd. Exodus Garden 2A featured for the 24th of May. Then we'll be in the Dreaming City for the final couple. 25th of May is Aphelion's Rest, and on the 26th we'll have Chamber of Starlight. And of course, the lost sectors have chance to drop world drops, as well as exotic engrams which can drop randomly on solo completions. The very, very last mention, though, is for the Ascendant Challenge this week, which will be the Shattered Ruins found via the Spine of Keris. So, not too difficult to get to, but if you need some gameplay showing the location for that one, we'll run it at the end of the video. And for the moment, guys, that's what we have to round up for the weekly reset. We'll keep an eye on the news this week, both relating to Destiny 2 and Bungie fumbles, whatever goes on there. So keep it locked and loaded here on the channel, and I will keep you up to date as always. Additionally, if you found the video helpful, a rating below really does help us on the channel. Otherwise, let us know in the comment section if you'll be diving into the game this week. For today, though, cheers for watching, and I will catch you guys very soon.